The other side, it's Edok. What's been the struggle here? What's been the story? Here's their player head-to-head. Stats say Edok should be the better player, but I don't think roamers can carry the game alone.
It's a little challenging, right? I mean, Edok, even in the last game, he was going for more of a group CC type roamer, right? He pulled out that Ruby.
That's right.
When you go against Witty, he went for that show. So it's going to be interesting how you kind of compare those stats. But nonetheless, just the overall element, setup, that is very important in today's day and age with these games.
Coach T, do you reckon it's time to bring out the Franco? Is it time to just shut down one hero, put it in the hands of Edok and say, you know, it's over? RQ somehow end up with these Franco specialists.
I mean, it's true. They've had a lot of them.
Year after year.
It's definitely a possibility. It is game 3 at this point. You could bring something like that out and put it on the line. And the thing is, it's not even just like a cheese pick. It worked very well yesterday, man. It picked them apart piece by piece. So definitely something we could see. I don't think it would be an early pick. I think it'd be something a little bit later. The thing is TLID has such great poke compositions that even a Franco might not be able to save him.
I reckon. So if ever a Franco, a pocket Franco, especially Franco to turn things around would come out, it would be very late in the draft. Here we are, speaking of game number 3 is afoot. The Kingdom up against a corner. 1 game loss away from being knocked down into the lower bracket. Team Liquid ID looking to hit it where it hurts. Strike the king. Make sure that they fall. RQ on the play. Banning out the Fanny and the Hilda. Respect to Aran. Liquid ID banning out the same heroes for the first 2. Jushin and Matilda.
I like that they finally ban out the Hilda. I think it's a really important ban. It's been getting through, and Aran is just a monster on it. And the Hilda itself is already a very troublesome hero for a lot of teams. So RQ switching things up, and I think it's the right approach.
Now, with this Cho being banned out, does this open up the door maybe for the Bruno to be picked up first for RQ? I mean, they could still try and lock in Skylar and something a little bit more comfortable. Maybe even that Wanwan could sneak up in here.
See, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But what follows and how
Bruno's solid.
How Liquid ID plays the response to the power pick Bruno in the middle of the draft is what really matters. So I think it's safe to say if it is open, just take it.
It's the power of the 2-pick swing from the red side, which can hit like a truck, and that's what RQ is going to be facing right now.
Which is why I'm surprised RQ continues to pick blue side when they favored red so much. It's like that first game really kind of pushed them back, but here goes the risk. Here goes the roll of the dice. Instead of first picking the Bruno, they go for the Suyo. Quick response with the glue and the Bruno.
Yeah. With this glue, super early. A little surprising for me, but a response back from RRQ. I was waiting to see it. I thought TLID would have picked it up, but it's going to go into the hands of RRQ Hoshi alongside the Phoveus.
All right, a couple of power picks came through. I'd say a few rather, because even Phoveus, prior banned over and over again in the series. The glue as well. I wonder if that was worth it for Liquid ID as they close up the first phase with the Joy.
I was about to say it, the Franco. This would have been the game for it.
They have their eyes on Edok. No way, no sir.
It would have felt good after this TLID, maybe even ban out the Wanwan just to really limit down onto RQ here. But at this point, in this phase of the game, I like TLID's draft. They get the Bruno, they have the Suyo counter with the Joy. It feels comfortable. A lot of things on RQ comes down to how this Yeve's going to be able to be played, how they can lock down, what are going to be these final bans. Leo, you got something to say?
What?
What's up? I said you got something.
Yes, they do.
Right.
How worthy is this glue?
The glue?
Because they picked it up early and they had an instant response. I think the glue is going to keep the Phoveus hostage in lane.
It checks out.
I think the glue's going to not only keep the Phoveus lane, but do a great job at diving onto this Yeve and helping deal with the Suyo when the time comes. Like, just consistently jumping around.
But we got to ask, who's going to stop the Joy? There's nothing really to stop Joy in the tracks. Even when you drop down the RWM, it's going to be a challenge.
Question, does RQ have a Belleric?
Magic is my life.
We're going to find out here momentarily. I mean, it could be a wise answer. Put up against it. Not something we see picked up often, but it has slipped through the cracks.
It's been like the singular, it's been one of the answers to the Joy, right? But it's even then, it feels like it's been a little shaky. It's a risky pick.
It doesn't feel very RRQ, especially with their first phase here.
That's fair to say. I mean, RRQ right now, their backs are against the wall. You know, they have this Phobius. Hold on, wait a second. Okay, Mathilda is gone. So Phobius, when you get into the heart of the battle, you're going to have to worry about this glue for one.
Yep.
And then it's going to be hard to chase down a Joy. Then on top of that,
You got Aaron Shiki just kicking you in the face.
yes.
Your team is picked.
How's he going to get out?
And it looks like Liquid ID have allowed the Granger. It looks like that's the only pick left for Skylar here, unless he has something left in the tank. A Beatrix?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, you still have the 1-1, but he normally only pairs that up when he has a Cho, when they have the Franco, when they have something that has some hard lock to allow Skylar to capitalize on it. So I feel like, yes, Granger probably the only choice. TLID needs to pick Roam at this point. Do they go for the Tig, maybe?
That's what I was about to say. Well, Tig can go on both sides, too. So I think it's a high-value target. Should lock it in, but they're going to go in for the Valentina instead. So we're going to have double artillery for both sides.
It's very rare that...
Oh!
Edok does have it. I was about to say very rare that Yehezkiel actually puts himself in the crossfire. The Ghost of Jaharta likes to play fair. He likes to play safe. So picking the Valentina here is definitely going to get him closer to the front lines. How do they close the draft up? They still need a solid roamer. What's Widdy the Wise going to play here? No Cho, no Chip.
Tig. I mean, it's still on the table.
Tilda not open. Yeah, Tig.
There's not too many options.
Does he get thought? Hylos?
Hylos is open. Could be solid. You get the revitalize. You have plenty of options.
It's a counter, well, soft counter to the real world, you know, like you're able to pull yourself out. Yeet.
Well, as
Go
the
for
clock
something
winds
like-
down,
It's like
we are going to go ahead and see the Carmilla as the final pick for TLID.
Little Birdie told me that if there's nothing left to pick, Widdy just goes Carmilla. So
When they can't think of anything, it's
yeah,
just, all right, let's do Carmilla.
It's just a solid pick. So let's see if TLID can go for the throat here, end the series in a sweep. Let's go over to Jose Ingan and Naisu.
Thank you very much, panel, for breaking down, again, Game 3's draft. I think I know the little birdie they're talking about, again, with Widdy and this Carmilla pick. Egan, how are we feeling about the draft?
I mean, I like the Belleric. Even the panel called it already. It's a good counter up against the Joy. Whenever the Joy decides to go for the electrifying beater, then just one Wrath of Dryad can actually do the job and stun the Joy and keep them off their tracks.
Ah, man, the Belleric pick has been very interesting throughout M6, even back in the Swiss stage. It's great at locking down certain choke points, especially when you want to be able to move around at the RWM, but we'll see if it's in RQ Hoshi's plan to take it to a game 4 ahead of them instead of getting swept here by TLID, because right now they need the adjustments to come into play as they go ahead and start things up. TLID has been all over the map from game 1, game 2, able to go ahead and punish even just like this in the early game, really putting pressure on, knowing the limit of how much they can get away with. And even holding on to this.
Speaking of game number 1 and number 2, this is what has been happening. Aran just really dominating the XP lane, not letting Dyren play. He did use the Hilda twice. Now it's going to be the glue, but still, it looks like it's the same story. An aggressive start on the XP lane.
Aggressive start right now. So far, that's been the trend or the theme of this series alone. Again, against these two powerhouse teams from Indonesia, really knowing their own play style and how they like to roam around the map. But, you know, just like our panel kind of broke down earlier on, it just seems like, you know, some of the challenges that TLID face there going forward throughout the Swiss stage, they've really refined their gameplay and their game plan. And RQ Hoshi, you know, they had a great time too. They were one of the first teams, or the first team, to secure the knockouts here. Uh-oh. He's going to be able to get away. Fabian. Uh-oh.
Oh, now the counter attack from RQ Hoshi. Dyren and Fabian goes in. Suzujin as well. Here comes the Revitalize coming in from Edok. Rins on the other hand trying to work on Widdy. Still no casualties for both of these teams, but this is RQ Hoshi just saying that you can't repeat what happened during game number 1, game number 2, where you just keep on invading and invading without any response from the Kingdom.
You know, I think we have to wait to see what happens, especially after the first turtle breaks out, just because the nature of these two lineups and how they're going to work, It's already up. It's already going to be spotted up and started up by Sutsujin. So already using just the real-world manipulation to go ahead and just take it as quick as possible. So RQ Hoshi will get the objective locked in and secured. First turtle of the game. Good decision there to go ahead and just take it, blitz it down.
Yeah, RQ Hoshi clearly they're decisive now. They're really going for these kinds of decisions, wanting to commit. And now they have a slight advantage compared to game number 1, game number 2, wherein TLID was just really controlling the mid-river, the neutral objectives. And this might be an opening for RQ Hoshi.
We'll see it once again. Skylar taking a couple shots here against Aaron Shiki. And when we look at these rotations and how they want to go, whenever you have the Suyo, you want to be able to put pressure on the jungle, and that's exactly what Sutsujin will do this time around. Like you mentioned, it's them in this game 3. It's RQ Hoshi to set the pace and find even the space in enemy territory in the jungle to go ahead and take it if they can. But with Team Liquid ID's lineup, you know, this is a more of a slow burn, if you will. If you can't get things going with Fabian's Joy early on, it's really that later portion of the game where you start to shine. I mean, even the Bruno alone, early Haasklaus already picked up to just deal with the trading happening in the gold lane. And then again, having Witty here, oh, hold on, top side.
Sutsujin joins the picture now. Fabian with electrifying beats, but Dyrant just going in for the Infernal Pursuit out, sustaining damage coming in from TLID, even forcing Aran to use a split just to walk away.
Very interesting too, you know, not even needing any revitalize up there because Witty's down here protecting that gold lane, and now they might make a play. Witty's gonna be fine, still holds on, and that's the thing, you know, with this Carmilla pick, is once you are able to go ahead and tank up some of that damage and then lay down the Curse of Blood and set things up, I'm wondering if they'll be able to capitalize on that, because Yehezkiel will most likely, I would say the majority of the time at least, take the real world manipulation like he has right now.
Yeah.
But we could see him change things up. You know, so far every single lane though has just been a duel, you know, back and forth between the XP and the gold, while both teams just kind of the trio mid lanes go and rotate together, leading into this objective now. Second turn of the game going to be smarted up by RQ Hoshi. But it looks like this time around, TLID still won't make it in time. So now 2 for 2. RQ Hoshi building up on the gold lead now. Nice and comfortable at this point.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if we've seen a lot of... Oh, onto the bottom lane though. They want to extend their lead by trying to go for the gold lane. 4 members of RQ Hoshi rotating down bottom.
Oh man, everybody's gonna show up for this one. Witty taking a couple shots, RWM set up to cut them off.
Oh, but Yehezkiel has his own RWM. Now the tides have turned for TLID, trying to work on Edok, though. Wrath of Dryad will connect. All the while, Skylar just dishing out the damage. That's why Fabian wants to go for the backline. Electrifying Beast gonna connect onto Skylar. They've not been able to bring him down, and they will do so successfully. A shutdown onto Skylar. Rins, split, will bring him down as well. Dyrant doing his best with his Infernal Pursuit, but up against 4, that's too much for him to handle.
Oh man, they wanted the fight and they tried, but Team Liquid ID comes out with the win in the exchange. Really great positioning from Aaron Shiki, even not to go down. And they were put pressure behind the turret, behind the tier 1. But RQ Hoshi wasn't able to capitalize on it the way they wanted to.
Yeah, that was a good call for Yehezkiel to pop the real-world manipulation, forcing Edok to cast right away the Wrath of Dryad. That's why it gave an opening for Fabian to just go for Skylar with the electrifying beat, because there was no catch during that time. They were able to maximize the kit that they have because they know that RQ Hoshi expended a lot on trying to bring down Yehezkiel.
I'm even surprised because Drian went in, he flickered forward, but still couldn't cap out a kill from it, so they're still killless here for RQ Hoshi. But the fact that they got the objectives early on, you know, it's nothing too crazy. The gold lead that they had was diminished. So this is the adjustment time, and also where TLID's lineup starts to shine a little bit more. Maybe still they have a hard time getting this next turtle, but by the time we get to those lords, TLID will have the itemization that they need. We'll see, they're getting in position to go ahead and contest this as they rotate up here towards the top. Aaron Shiki starts it up, and Aran keeping them at bay for now, but Edok there also on the front side. Both teams still, Yehezkiel holding on to the RWM, has it available, so both junglers now getting in position. Skylar a part of this fight too. Doesn't have that much just yet, but they're gonna go ahead and stand off for the turtle. taking a couple shots both, trying to set up the mages, trying to find that opening.
Okay, real world manipulation gonna be casted here, plus the Curse of Blood.
Yep.
Edok might be able to fall down though, but Winnie on the other hand will fall down in exchange for Rins. An opening for TLID. They also bring down Edok. Now the counter attack coming in from RRQ Hoshi as they take down 3 with them. Such as in Skylar is still alive.
Still alive. They're going to force off the turtle here. Susagen was starting it up, but with their jungler down, TLID can't secure it just unless Erenchiki actually brings it low enough for Susagen. Taking a couple shots there, but Skylar are there to help him out.
Erenchiki with a flicker though.
Oh!
He's got to walk away. Susagen with a sever to bring down Aaron Shaky and gets the turtle as well for RRQ.
And there you go. Again, the pendulum swings now for RRQ Hoshi. Able to pick up the objective now, 3 for 3 in the turtles. We'll see if they can maintain the lead. Skylar definitely wanted to get revenge from earlier on, and he got it. Able to keep things together, but Fabian popping electrifying beats.
It's caught up by 3 with along with the assistance of Fabian. You're gonna break down Susagen.
That was almost, you know, we could have almost said that was a solo kill, but it wasn't. But still trying there, of course, fighting in the jungle right now. But TLID has some work to do. They got to be able to go ahead and farm up what they need. Erenchiki, you know, hasn't had the best time to farm up on the Bruno, and Skylar as well. Both gold laners start to shine later on, but even looking at the itemization, still working on the third one. Erenchiki, again, he had the Haskell's rushed. He's now got the Berserker's Fury. And over on the other side, Skylar, BOD, Hunter Strike, now locked in, still working on the next. Once that Malefic Gun comes up, that's always where we see the power spike, especially with the Bruno. So Witty, dropping the Curse of Blood.
Forcing out the flickers from RRQ Hoshi. 2 real world manipulations connecting. And TLID just trying to soak up the damage. Here comes the Thought Force to use the split to try and walk away.
Yeah, he's gonna just go ahead, get out of there. Burning the split. It's gonna be fine. He's tanky enough. You can see it. He also picks up the Dominus Ice. So they're just trying to hold on to the tier 1. Again, these are so crucial leading into that first Lord. All for the space. Witty though.
Okay, Witty with the sun onto Rins. Now the attack from TLID. Wrath of Dryad will connect though. Fabian gonna chase after Rins with an electrifying beat. Gonna take down one. Susagen on the other hand. They want to aggro it back there. Rins goes in. Infernal Pursuit. Gonna bring down Aaron Shaky. He's gonna fall down also. But the problem is TLID, they lost Aaron Shaky.
Oh man, Dyra jumps in again, but under the turret. We'll just get told to sit down. No airtime for you. So 2 down, the 2 for 1 exchange. Lord is up now. RRQ Hoshi still holding on to a lead, but you can see how how they have to dissect these team fights because of the fact that we also usually see 2 real-world manipulations come up, and they have to play around that. Yehezkiel taking a couple of Rhapsody shots. Oh, bobbing and weaving, trying to get out. Oh!
One more. That's Sonata. But Witty is there to try and make sure to block out the damage coming in from Skylar. Now the Lord has respawned here. RRQ Hoshi, 5 members are surrounding the Lord pit.
RRQ Hoshi's gonna blitz this. They're gonna try to delay it for TLID. There they go,
and
but
they
it's
get
secured.
The Lord.
Susagen, again, all of that with Yehezkiel getting forced to basically go heal back up. They didn't have a choice, so they just see it. Great decision for RRQ Hoshi to go ahead and just secure the Lord.
It's really the pokes that comes from Skylar and the range also that you get from Rins. Just look at that. Not even full committing, not even full diving onto the members of TLID. They're able to force TLID to walk away, to retreat, because the damage coming in from Skylar with the Death Sonata is just too much. And as they make quick work on the mid lane turret, they have that Lord up top.
They have the Lord pushing in. BOD now for Susagen. Also Skylar, you know, he picked up the Sky Piercer earlier on. So there was a little bit of push there from Fabian down to the bottom side. Might still try to cut that wave a little bit longer. Well, the rest of the team deals with this Lord. A Malefic Gun now for Erenchiki. Edok going in position.
Goins in, paired up with the real world manipulation. Here comes the Death
Oh!
and the Queller to bring down Yehezkiel. 1 member down for TLID. They're trying to make quick work of this Lord. No inhibitor turrets will be taken down, but RRQ Hoshi, you know they ain't playing around. They want to go for more. They're going to pop the energy shields in the mid lane. TLID has to defend this.
Energy shields are going to be popped. They still hold on, of course, after just that first push with the Lord. But man, RRQ Hoshi able to go ahead and cap out some kills, get turrets. This is exactly what they need. Fabian, though, might be starting a fight.
Oh, okay, electrifying beats is there. Forced to use out the Wrath of Dryad coming in from Edok. No casualties still for TLID, and they managed to save the inhibitor turrets.
That's really one of the things that TLID has to do. You know, if they can get the Wrath of the Dryad ultimate out from Edok, then that's a big piece of utility that's gone, because that is locking down the members of TLID when they try to rush forward. We saw that exchange earlier on in the mid lane, and so that's why you see them working so hard for it, even if it's Aaron, even if it's Fabian to an extent.
Okay.
Witty, oh, they're going to press it in again.
Forced out the flicker from Skylar. Rumble manipulation coming in from Yenskiel, but going to be taken down by the original one. Ren is going to pick up a kill, plus Sutsujin, a double, and now Dyren enters the picture, going to bring down Aran and Aaron Shaky as well. A double for Sutsujin. Fabian has to retreat, but it looks like RRQ Hoshi, they're going to circle around Fabian.
Fabian on the run, still in the mid lane. It's going to be pushed by Sutsujin. He's all left alone. Fabian, oh, he gets out, but look at the base it's being worked on.
Now RRQ Hoshi, with a beautifully executed play, will manage to extend the series and take game 3.
RRQ Hoshi takes a game in the series. It's not going to be a sweep today, but TLID, great adjustment this time around with the draft, and the execution was exactly what they needed. Now, can they continue to do that? Can we get another 5-game series on our hands, just like we had in our first matchup? Well, for RRQ Hoshi, that's what they have to answer. Can they continue to do that? Can they taste the victory again in this 5-game series?
I think they can. They have to regain back their momentum. They have answered the problems that they've been facing for the past 2 games. And let's see how TLID will react towards a game 3 loss up against RRQ Hoshi.
See what adjustments are made, but we'll also see what our panel has to say about this game. Gentlemen, what do you think about it?
The kingdom is